So now we're going to move on to the most basic way to clean windows, which is the straight pull method. So we've already got our solution put together. It's working well for us. We've checked to make sure our squeegee rubber is good, not leaving lines. We have a couple options how we want to start. Now we can take our squeegee and cut in at the top. So we're going to come in from the edge and use the very corner edge of our squeegee to take the first little bead of water off. Because what we don't want is a bead of water grabbing the squeegee rubber here at the top and getting drugged down, and it'll actually leave drag lines. So after we do that, we're going to dry off our squeegee with our cleanup towel. And then we're going to just place the squeegee here at the top and pull straight down. And you're going to want to go even pressure all the way down. Make sure your angle of the squeegee to the glass stays the same all the way. Looks like we waited a little too long, so we're going to wet a little more of the window. We're not going to get water up at the top, though, that area that we already cleared water off of. And then we're going to set our squeegee so that this edge overlaps a little bit past where we fully cleaned last time. So we're just making sure that this is the squeegee rubber is actually going to be going a little bit over here onto the clean area. And then we're just going to pull straight down, maintain that angle all the way. And then finally, now once you've got too much clean area, the squeegee is actually going to be running dry. So it's going to leave lines. It's actually going to rub rubber off the squeegee. So we're actually going to put a little bit more water on the window so we can finish this one properly. And so that's just barely under the width of the squeegee. And now we're going to make sure this is dry, just double check, and we're going to pull straight down. And when we pull down, you notice I'm tilting the squeegee a little bit downward towards the clean part. So what's going to happen is the excess water is not going to come out off the end of the squeegee. It's actually going to roll up the squeegee and end up on this edge. If we were to tilt it like this, the water would actually slide up the squeegee and you'd leave a line of water all the way down. So now you're going to inspect to make sure the window looks good, get down at different angles, make sure there's not a vertical line where we maybe didn't have the window wet enough or the squeegee rubber actually rubbed off because it's getting too worn. And then we're going to take our detailing towel, wrap it over one finger, and we're going to start with the top. Make sure that there's no water left at that top edge that could potentially drip down later. But if you do see any drops of water along the edge, you'll do this. Again, just one finger, and make sure you're always using a dry part of the detailing towel. Come all the way down. And then usually we'll end up doing the bottom because when you pull down, it's always going to leave behind a bead of water. And then again, just inspect. We're going to do this frame next, or this window next. I'm pre-wiping the frame because there was some dirt on there, and I don't want to take the chance that I wipe the frame later and actually get dirt on a dirty window. So now, ideally, you'll actually clean this outer pane first. Because as you're cleaning it, if you get a little too crazy, it could flip water onto this lower pane. The chances of flipping water from this pane to this one are less, so that's why you typically want to do this one last. So I'm going to clean this one. So we're going to use that pulling or that straight pull technique, but this time we're going to use our towel to get a start line. So this uses up your detailing towel. So ideally, if you use the cut-in method, that's preferred, but you can take your detailing towel and pull straight across and create a dry line to start with. And now we just do our straight pulls. And again, I'll make sure we have our yellow towel ready to wipe off our blade. And now we'll do another straight pull. And then we'll re-wet out of this section. And we're tilting the blade down, pulling straight, making sure we're overlapping onto the clean area. And that's done. Straight pulls are great when you're first starting, but in really, really hot, sunny areas, you'll find that the squeegee is actually going to streak as you're pulling it down. So as soon as possible, it's good to practice learning how to fan a window. But that is how we clean